Hello ladies. Right, sorry it's been such a long time, but it's been kind of the bank holiday and the house has been full. And I find myself alone for half an hour, so I thought I'd sit and upload a couple of videos for you. Now, as you can see, I'm not at all polished, my hair's not done. I just wanted to show myself as a, just like you, ordinary. I look at a lot of YouTube videos and the hair's all done nicely and clipped back, and that to me isn't real. So this is me without any foundation, and you can see I'm pretty uneven coloured. I've got darkness around here, some darkness at the eye. So this first video is putting foundation on and showing you the difference that I think getting your eyebrow right and putting your concealer on properly can make. And I've decided to do a full face but chunk it so that you can look at the bits that interest you. So without further ado, before anyone comes home, I'm going to put this foundation on. I've already mentioned this lovely Maybelline Dream Urban Cover. And by the way, if there are any bloopers in this video, I'm really not clever enough to edit them out, so they will have to stay and haunt me probably. So let's pop this on to start with. I always use a brush because I think a beauty blender soaks up half the product and then you know, end up in the beauty blender. So here we go. I've told you what a dream I think this foundation is, and you can see how very uneven I am before this goes on. I think that does an amazing job just on its own, quite honestly. So check this in my mirror. That was with one pump, so I think that's pretty good. Right, now the next thing, I don't know about you, I've got darkness here, and I don't know if you can see it in the camera. I'm going to pick the camera up to zoom in a bit for you. It's kind of a dark line there. Now you'll see if I pull that, it virtually disappears, and that's what's telling you that that line was once at your orbital bone, and your cheek has slipped a bit, so they're really difficult to cover up. And the tips I'm going to show you, we're going to do them individually and think, well, that hasn't done a lot, but when you put them all together, I think the look improves. So the first thing I'm going to say is get your light reflecting concealer, especially for your dark bits, and you put it where you need it, just where you need it. You don't need to slather it where you don't need it. I know young YouTubers do great big triangles, but that's not for us with dark circles. Now, stop. Do not do the windscreen wiper action. What these light concealers have in them are particles of stuff that reflect the light back, so it takes away the darkness. So when you rub like that, you dilute everything it's doing. So what we want to do is leave it for a minute to set, just for a little while. And I'm going to do one eyebrow to show you the difference I think it can make doing it properly. Now, you don't need to buy expensive pomades or brow tattoos or anything like that. You just need an eyeshadow of a similar colour. This is my one of my chocolate box palettes by I Love Revolution, and I love their palettes. You just need one of those and a slanted brush. This one is Ancient. There you go. So I'm going to dip into this, and I'm just going to do one eyebrow. See what you think. So I think giving a little bit of definition to that eyebrow makes all the difference to the face. On its own, you might think, well, it's not that special, but put it together with the rest of the look. So that's the eyebrow done very quickly and very cheaply. I'm sure you've all got eyebrow palettes somewhere, or eyeshadow palettes. I'm going to talk about eyeshadow in the next video because it should become your best friend. Now, once this has been left to dry for a little while, we do not rub, you pat into place. And then all the concentration of those light reflecting particles stay where they're supposed to stay. See, you just gently, gently pat. If you get a bit much on your finger, just wipe it and change fingers. And it gives you the brightness where you need it, instead of rubbing it, which dilutes it and moves it from the place that you put it. Now, as you know, I'm not a huge fan of powder. Any powder under my eyes seems to gather, and it's not for me. However, if you want to do it, what you need to do now is get a really fine powder and an eyeshadow brush and just do your stretchy face and tap your powder under, and it will set it. Now, all of my training says you need to set concealer. I now don't, because I think it makes it look worse. Just my opinion. So here is the concealer, and if you need that around the nose or in any other dark places, that principle applies. Just press it in. You can see the eyebrow not done and the eyebrow done. I think it just kind of lifts your eye and gives it a bit more definition. Now, bronzer. If you're anything like me, your jawline isn't sharp anymore, and the thing that people have with the sharp jawline is a shadow. So what we can do quite cleverly with a bronzer, mine is a Physicians Formula butter bronzer, which I love because it smells of coconut. Who doesn't like that? So what I then do, it's not very technical at all, is go under here. I'm going to do one side. You go under and create a shadow. Now, as I say, all these things on their own don't make a huge difference, but put the whole look together with the other videos and it starts to make a difference. Now you can see that's darker there now. It's created a shadow. So I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of my bronzer on. Now, you normally catch sun kind of around your forehead and on your cheek. Let's put it on this side as well. Now when I come back in the next video, I'm going to do my other eyebrow and talk about eyeshadow. And I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you.